what's the mindset in the room? How do you? I mean, I know it's a stupid question in a way to say how do you get out of it, but what was the focus? What were the messages in the room?
Number one is you can't feel sorry for yourself, because I did hear Bear kind of talk, and I did like what he said. Listen, it's a privilege to play in this league. There's tons of people that want to be where you are. So don't feel sorry for yourself or think you're special, even though you're on this losing streak. And the other thing is the only people that can get you out of it is the guy sitting next to you. So hold each other accountable and build each other up, but also like there's a line to toe with like building each other up and being positive, but also like if you truly are friends and teammates, you can look at a guy and be like, you're playing like dog shit.
Yeah.
Wake up. And a guy can, and when I played, the one thing I loved and a guy that I did it a lot with who picked up on it quick was Kells and Schmaltz and guys like that is, I was 33 and I'd have Kells yelling down the bench at me, but I loved it because I'm like, okay, he's engaged and I'd be like, don't turn the puck over. And he'd be like, well, don't give me a bad pass. And I'd be like, you little rat. But I like to see that, like it's like have a little jam. It's just be like,
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with yelling at a teammate. And I had some guys that berated me, but after the game, you have your arm around you. Hey, it's like, I love you, but it's like, it's a privilege to play in this league. Play like it. And don't feel sorry for yourself afterwards that you got yelled at because you weren't doing your job. If you don't do your job, you write a bad article. If someone's Saul in the back is coming down on you with the hammer of Thor.
Yeah. Plenty of readers too. So
yeah.
I'm not in the room. I'm not on the bench. But I wonder, do they have those voices? Do they have you chirping somebody? Do they have Brad Richardson getting in somebody's grill and telling them it's not acceptable what they're doing?
It's hard to recreate a Bradley Richardson.
Yes,
and
it is.
I mean, it's different because, we had, when you look back, Derek Stepan, Nicholas Jarmelson, and it was a donor before us. There's no indictment. Like, I love the guys in the room and I think Krauser and those guys all have it in them. I think it's hard. I wish, and it's tough to be on a Coyotes. Oh, geez, Coyotes.
Are you on Coyote right now?
I might be on a Coyotes podcast and like be like, oh yeah, like management's got to give them something to work with and like show them that they have confidence in them. And we kind of went back to earlier in the year when they were in a playoff spot. I mean, earlier in the year, 13 games ago.
Yeah.
13 games ago, they were in a playoff spot or just on the outside where it's like, I know there's a plan of picks and growing and you got to replenish draft picks but there's sometimes adjusting the plan and being like, hey, we might have something here. Let's show the guys confidence. And the guys might not feel it. And that's always something where it's like top to bottom, you kind of got to be on the same page. And I think guys in that room that have been here a long time want to win and want accountability. And I mean, these guys work so hard and I see them I skate with a lot of them in the off season and these guys are all here early. This is one of the teams and organizations where guys are here like 2 months in advance.
Yeah.
And, say what you want but these guys come and they work. So it's like, it's just like, do they have the voice? Yeah, but I think they need more of it. I think they have them in there, but they need more of them. I definitely think they could do with some more guys and that's kind of goes to your 13 games ago, you're in a playoff position or just on the outside. Like, adjust the plan. There's nothing wrong with being like, hey, we might have something here. Maybe we bring somebody in. Maybe we just bring somebody that might not be a huge splash, but who knows, might keep us in a playoff spot instead of being like, no, we're going to stick to the plan and trade everybody away at the deadline. Because those guys all know that. They're thinking that.
I know what's coming now.
You know that. You know it's coming now. And they might have known that 13 games ago. And it's like you kind of didn't address anything. And this is what happened. So I think they're working hard. They're playing hard. Everybody's doing their best. And, it's such a cheap thing to say because, I know fans demand more. But, yeah, like I think there's voices in that room that are keeping guys accountable. I know you're not the biggest fan of closed door meetings. I think they can work. You can't have too many of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many they've had this year. I try to not bug the guys too much when they're playing and just kind of lend support and be like, hey, keep going, keep your head up. But yeah, it's to that point. But now you're kind of like, now you're really out. So it's like now you got to kind of play for each other and for contracts and for your pride of the team. Because, I mean, unless you go on a huge run, which there's going to be some teams loading up now, and you're probably going to lose some guys.
Yep.
So now it's time to kind of prepare again. And it's a shitty thing to say, prepare for next year, but you got to start building identity now and come together and be like, listen, we're probably not going to make the playoffs. We might. You never say never, but let's go. Like, turn this thing around. Let's win the next 13. I mean, the year we lost those games to start the year, I mean, we were like top 2 or 3 in the league after Christmas because guys said, we're out of the playoffs. We all knew it. We're all talking to you like we're done.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to say it, but we're going to come and work our ass off every night and win games. And I mean, we did. So it's like, at least you. And then that next season we came in, we had juice. Guys were like, okay, like we got something here.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can do that. And if I'm a leader in that room, that's what I'm harping on, as hard as it is. And it's credit to guys that can be on a losing team and come in. It's the hardest thing to do. I being on a winning team is the easiest time to play hockey and come into a rink. It's hard to show up night in and night out and work. So hopefully they kind of keep it going that way.